Section 5 of The Haunted Hour, an anthology by Margaret Widdemer. This is a librivox recording. All librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org. Recording by Annalisa Bodker. All the Little Sighing Souls. Part 2. The Child by Theodosia Garrison. I heard her crying in the night. So long I lay awake, watching the moonlight ebb and break against the sill like waves of light. I tried to close my eyes nor heed and lie quite still, but oh again, the little voice of fright and pain sobbed in the darkness of her need. Strange shadows led me down the stair, creaked as I went the hollow floor. I drew the bolt and flung the door wide, and softly called her there. Ah me, as happy mothers call through the tender twilight to the gay, glad truant making holiday, too long before the evenfall. The garden odors drifted through, the scent of earth and box and rose, and then as silently as those, a little wistful child I knew. So small, so frightened and so cold, ah, close, so close I gathered her, within my arms she might not stir, and crooned and kissed her in their hold, as might a happy mother when, aghast for some quaint trifling thing, one runs to her for comforting and smiles within her arms again. All night upon my heart she lay, all night I held her warm and close, until the morning wind arose and called across the world for day. The garden odors drifted through the open door as still as they. She passed into the awful day, a little wistful child I knew. Think you for this God's smile may dim, His are so many dead, seeing that I but comforted a child and sent her back to Him. All the Little Sighing Souls. Such Are the Souls in Purgatory by Anna Hempstead Branch. 3 days she wandered forth from me, then sought me as of old. I did not know how dark 'twould be, she sobbed, nor yet how cold. And it is chill for me to fare, who have not long been dead. If thou wouldst give away thy cloak, I might go comforted. I would have soothed her on my breast, but that she needs must go. The dead must journey without rest, whether they will or no. But I had kept for love of her the cloak she wore, the shoes, and every day I touched the things she had been wont to use. All night the dead must hurry on, they may not ever sleep, and so I gave away her cloak that I was fain to keep. The second time she sought me out, her eyes were full of need. If thou wouldst give away my shoes, perchance I would not bleed. I cried to her aloud, my child, they are all I have to keep, to lay my hand upon and touch at night before I sleep. The earth shall keep the body I bore, and heaven thy soul I may not choose. Let be, I ask a little thing, that I should keep thy shoes. But I will give away my own. Lord, Lord, wilt thou not see? Let thou her road to paradise this way be eased by me. All night alone by briar and stone I ran the road unshod, so I might know, instead of her, the pains that lead to God. When next she came for a brief space, she tarried at my side. So happy was she in that place, so glad that she had died. The last night that I roamed, she said, someone had gone before. I followed where those feet had led, and found it rough no more. And then I came to a good place. So kind, so dear are they, I may not come again." And so she smiled and went away. Dear Christ, who died to save us all, who trod the ways so cold and wild, the love of Mary in thy heart did let me ease my child. She may not leave the place of bliss, I may not touch her hands and hair, but every night I touch and kiss the shoes she used to wear. All the Little Sighing Souls. The Open Door by Rosamund Marriott Watson. Oh, listen for her step when the fire burns hollow, when the low fire whispers and the white ash sinks, when all about the chamber shadows troop and follow, as drowsier yet the hearth's red watchlight blinks. While bare black night through empty casements staring waits to storm the wainscot till the fire lies dead, fast along the snowbound waste little feet are faring. Hush and listen, listen, but never turn your head. Leave the door upon the latch, she never could reach it. You would hear her crying, crying there till break of day, out on the cold moor mid the snows that bleach it, weeping as once in the long years passed away. Lean deeper in the settle corner lest she find you, find and grow fearsome, too afraid to stay. Do you hear the hinge of the oaken press behind you? There all her toys were kept, there she used to play. Do you hear the light, light foot, the faint sweet laughter, happy stir and murmur of a child that plays? Slowly the darkness creeps up from floor to rafter, slowly the fallen snow covers all the ways. Falls as it once fell on a tide passed over, golden the hearth glowed then, bright the windows shone, and still she comes through the sullen drifts above her, home to the cold hearth though all the lights are gone. Far or near no one knew, none would now remember. Where she wandered no one knew, none will ever know. Somewhere spring must give her flowers, somewhere white December calls her from the moorland to her playthings through the snow. All the Little Sighing Souls. My Laddie's Hounds by Marguerite Elizabeth Easter. They are my laddie's hounds that rin the wood at break o' day. What is it takes them, Hans? Can ony say? What is it takes my laddie's hounds at break o' day? They cleek off together and then fa' back wi' room atween, for ane to walk set often I ha' seen. The baith cleek off together with ane atween. And when toward the pines up yonder lane they loop alang, I see a laddie brent and strang, I see a laddie loop along toward the pines. I follow them in mind, ilk time, right weel I ken the way. They thrid the wood and speel the stony brae, and scour the field, I follow them, I ken the way. They daddle at the creek, we're down for aught the reachin' logs. I stoop with my dear laddie and the dogs, and drink of springs that spit the creek maist to the logs. He's but a bairn, although he hunts the mountain's lonely bree. His doggy's ears abune their brows with glee. He ties, he's but a bairn, although he hunts the bree. Full length they a' stretch out upon a bank that green trees hap in shade. He whistles soft, the beak snap, with een half shut a stretching out where green trees hap. And no he fades away, frae atween the twa into the blue. My sight gets blind, good Lord, it isna true, for he has gane for aye alway into the blue. They are my laddie sounds that make the hill at fa' a day, with dowie heads hung lay. Can ony say, what is it hunts my laddie sounds till fa' a day? All the Little Sighing Souls. The Old House by Catherine Tynan. The boys who used to come and go in the gray kindly house are flown. They have taken the way the young feet know. Not alone, not alone. Thronged is the road the young feet go. Yet in the quiet evening hour, what comes, oh lighter than a bird, touches her cheek soft as a flower? What moved, what stirred, what was the joyous whisper heard? What flitted in the corridor like a boy's shape, so dear and slight? What was the laughter ran before, delicate, light, like harps the wind plays out of sight? The boys who used to come and go in the gray house are come again. Of the gray house and firelit room, they are fain, they are fain, they have come home from the night and rain. End of section 5. Recording by Annalisa Bodker.